Hi everyone, welcome to Write Out number 6. We've had Easter, we've had work to do, and now I'm back doing number 6. So join me today to do some writing, and I'll just share screen. And away we go. Okay, as usual, I will be reading this out for vision impaired viewers. Okay, today's poem I'm going to read to you, which will be part of our theme, Crow. I gleam in the sunlight like polished ebony, hard against the flaccid sky, beak knife stabbing the air. I am lord of my surveillance, commanding rooftops, telephone poles and aerials. I stalk the walls, calling like to like, and raucously embellish the wind. There is no music in me but what I feel in the wires, no compassion but what I tear from dead flesh, no evil but what imagination and false omens pretend. I am a large black bird in a fearful world. So your poetry writing prompt for today. Now, often when we write poems, because we think first of imagery as we write, we can fall into the habit of writing only about what we see and forgetting the other senses. One way out of this is to write in the voice of something else. This is a version of personification, giving a voice to something that is not human. In the case of today's poem, for example, it was a bird, a crow. So your poetry challenge today is to write a poem about something in nature, but to do it in first person, giving it a voice. What kind of voice will it have? Dark, happy? You might want to go against the grain and, for example, write about a butterfly in a very dark voice, or perhaps the opposite. In your poem, remember the 5 senses and try to include at least 3. Now, your fiction writing prompt, if you feel like writing some fiction today or flash fiction. I've read very few stories from the point of view of an animal that really work, but when they do, they are wonderful. For example, The Art of Racing in the Rain, which is a novel where the story is told by a dog. As with any story, you need a plot. Think conflict, action, consequence, reaction. What key role does your animal play? This is also a great opportunity for humour, by the way. Try to establish their voice, the voice of your animal point of view character from the very first line, because it will make a big difference. For creative non-fiction or memoir writing today, as you can guess, because our theme is animals, we're writing about them in different ways. So for your memoir or creative non-fiction piece, write about an animal. There are various ways to approach this. You can remember an animal you've lived with or had as a pet, or come across somehow, in some event or occasion, is the obvious way. You can try other things as well. Remember that structure and story elements are still good to have to hold your piece together in a more satisfying way. You may want to experiment and again turn the tables and instead write about yourself from the point of view of the animal. I hope you enjoyed today's ideas and you'll get some writing sparking off them. My book recommendation for today is Write Away by Elizabeth George. It provides both writing advice and guidance and also insights into her own process. I have to say that after reading Write Away, I finally clicked on how to develop a plotting device that worked for me, because I don't like outlining, and I discovered that I could do it via diagramming, and that came from reading her book. So this video series is on my YouTube channel. I'll also upload it to my blog, and if you're interested in editing or mentoring, you can go and have a look at my website at SherrylClarkWritingCoach.com. Thanks for joining in, and I'll just escape this and go back to me. Okay, we'll see you next time.